Hello, it's Mr. Wedge. So we've been talking about European art so far this year, but today we're going to go to Asia and talk about China and writing in China. It's actually an art form. They're very beautiful characters, and they're paintings actually. They're little paintings. You do them with a brush and with ink. So we're going to practice some Chinese characters. You don't have to do all of these, but pick a few to do. And yeah, let's get started. So the four treasures of Chinese writing are brush, paper, ink, and inkstone. And we're not going to use ink and inkstone because, lucky for us, we have these tempera cakes. And we can just add water to them. It's a lot like watercolor. And that'll get the job done. So I'm going to unwrap that, set that down. That'll be basically like my inkstone. I've got a cup of water too. And I've got a pencil to write with, and I've got a bamboo brush from China that I'm going to use. And it's got a cap on it. You can save this if you want. I always just throw them away when I'm done. They're very sharp and pointy at first, but that's just, they put a glue on the end of the brush to keep it pointy, keep it together. Because you want to be able, you want your brush to be pointy so you can write with it. But the first thing you should do is actually break it with your fingers. And just kind of do that, and it gets all fluffy. You see that? Like a broom or something. But when you dip it in the water and swirl it around, and then wipe it on the edge and turn it, then it gets pointy again. So that's how these bamboo brushes work. And this is horsehair, and this is bamboo, which is a plant that grows in China. So first thing we're going to do is put our name on the back of a paper. And third grade, flip it over and just pick a few characters that you want to practice writing and some things that you want to say. Some of them are a lot more complicated and harder to write than others. So what I like to do is I like to start simple. Like this character right here means peace. So it's actually a word. And that character represents the word for peace. I'm going to write that character in Chinese calligraphy as best I can. In China they'd say you'd have to hold the brush kind of like this. It takes practice, so just hold it however you're comfortable with at first. So dip your brush in the water, swirl it in the ink, and the longer you swirl it, the blacker it gets. And you can actually do it a couple times. Get it really wet. And then just kind of touch it and make it pointy like that. Alright, so I'm going to try to practice this word for peace. And if you notice, some of the brush strokes, they start out small and then they get bigger. Or they look like little flicks of the paintbrush. Like there's one right here that starts out really small and then it gets bigger. If it looks like that, that's how you should try to do it. If it looks like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brush strokes, you should write it in 5 brush strokes. And you could practice too. So if I just use the tip of the brush, I can get really thin lines. If I push down hard with the brush, I get really thick lines. I can start out thin and push down and have it get bigger. Or I could start out real thick and then let up on the brush and have it get thinner. Like that. So it takes some practice, and that's what today is about. We're going to practice. So I'm going to start with something easy. I'm going to try to write peace. So you just have to be brave and give it a try. There we go. I just tried to write that character for peace. I'm going to try to write moon now. And moon looks like it's made of 1, 2, 3, 4. This is like the number 7 almost. It's like one brush stroke, and then there's a little hook at the bottom. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 again. So I'm going to try to write moon. But first I'm going to write peace underneath, just so I remember what it means. Alright, now I'm going to try to write moon. So I'm looking at that one right there. So just try to be brave Just do it in just as many brush strokes as it looks like. That's not great, but it's only my second one. So I'm going to keep practicing and trying. I'm going to write moon underneath. So I wrote harmony, friend, truth, courage, happiness, and now I just got done writing forgiveness. So practice and try to do at least 6 Chinese characters, but the more you do, the better you'll get at it. I got better each time, so that's what we're doing today, Chinese characters. Work hard and have fun.